Hello traders, and welcome to the market opening preview. October 13th on a Tuesday, 2015. Traders, great to be with you. This is brought to you by FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Bright blue sunny skies and white sandy beaches. Absolutely gorgeous today. First time in a long time we've had a nice sunny morning, I have to be honest with you, and it feels kind of nice. Nice cool breeze out there today. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, traders, got a lot to do today. Got 6 currency pairs to look at. Got to talk about some news and commentary today. And looks like we're going to have a busy trading day today. So let's get started, my friends. Let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Guild. I am your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I will tell you that I do record this during the Asia session. Traders, I started trading in 2006. In 2008, I retired from a 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. 9 days later, came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, traders, it's 8 years later, and I am still in Thailand. I guess I'm still on vacation. Trading Forex, I love it. I love living in Asia. The food is great, the people are great, and most of all, the trading is great. I could basically trade all 3 trading sessions and still get a good night's sleep. As in New York, I only trade about 2 to 3 hours, and then it gets about to 11 p.m., 12 o'clock, so I'm done for the day. But I'm up bright and early in the morning looking at charts and fundamentals and seeing what's going on for the day. I'm always looking for opportunities with probabilities to get a win when I take an entry into a trade. And doing that, you know, just takes some work and some time, and that's what it's all about, is winning trades. Yes, I do lose trades, my friends. Don't let anybody tell you they don't lose trades. If they tell you that, they're probably lying to you. All right, let's get a move on. We got a lot to do. Let's get this risk disclaimer out of the way. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex markets. Most importantly, traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's move along. News and commentary. Let's see how the indices closed yesterday in the New York session. The Dow 30 closed positive 0.28%. The S&P 500 closed positive 0.13%. The NASDAQ closed positive 0.17%. With the small cap 2000 actually in the red, barely at negative 0.04%. Let's take a look at the Eurozone. The DAX closed up positive 0.23%. The FTSE 100 out of London closed negative 0.70%. The CAC 40 closed negative 0.27%. The Eurostoxx 50 closed negative 0.09%. A lot of red in that one. So let's head on over to Asia. Remember, these countries are currently trading as all markets are open in Asia. The Nikkei 225 is negative 0.72%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is negative 0.82%. The Shanghai is negative 0.41%. The Hang Seng out of Hong Kong is negative 0.22%. And the Kospi out of Seoul is negative 0.14%. Let's take a look at our economic calendar today. We had some data come out earlier in the day. Medium impact, however, you really have to pay attention to anything that talks about China. China exports data came out today year on year, and they were forecasting negative 6.3, and it came out negative 1.1, which is a good number. Their imports, however, was in the red. They were expecting negative 15.0, and they came out actually at negative 17.7. So that was a bad number. And in about 30 minutes, we have trade balance coming out of China, which I don't have those numbers yet because the number hasn't come out. So if we take a look at, and that trade balance is a high impact number, so we're going to keep an eye on that, see how the markets react. That's a pretty big one to look at. So let's take a look at, as we move along into our day, we do have some data coming out. About 90 minutes into the London session, the Great British Pound has CPI year on year. It's forecasted at 0.0, and we'll see what happens, my friends. That's a market mover. That's a mover and a shaker there. And Also, we have in the Eurozone, we have German zoo current conditions, and we also have, that's medium impact, sorry about that, and high impact is the German zoo economic sentiment, which is a high impact, and they forecast 6.0. Previous was 12.1. So that comes out in the European session today. Not much going on in the U.S. session today. Got a couple of wobbleheads speaking. Oh, did I call them that? I'm sorry. We do have BOE MPC member McCafferty speaks, and FOMC member Bullard speaks. They'll just say stuff that we don't want to hear, and they'll tell us everything is great. All right. So that wraps up what's going on in the markets and our economic calendar today. Yesterday was a wild trading day, I have to be honest with you. I would have to say that we had some, some really moves like the euro, like really did the up move and busted out, and it's come back down. So, I think everything's going to fall back into shape here. We'll take a look, when we take a look at the price action charts, is not a lot different than yesterday, other than the key for today is going to be patience. You're just going to have to be patient and wait for price to come to you. If it doesn't come to you, you know what? Don't take the trade. Don't force trades because you're sitting in front of your computer. And that's what we have to wait for. We just have to wait for price action to do what it's going to do. And that's my good advice for today is patience. Let price come to your entry level. Don't be chasing price. If you see the big red or green candle, don't be chasing it. Wait for price to come to your entry. All right, with that, let's head and get started. This is the euro dollar. Remember, traders, this is a 30-minute chart. So we've basically broken through, and we're at resistance now. So I'd like to see a bearish candle here and sell this at 1.1343, and we'll get out at 1.1304 or 10. If you want to get out at that 200 exponential moving average, which is that green line, you can get out from there. So this is either a 35 or 40 pip trade for us today. If this works out, this can bounce from here and continue to the upside. I'm still bearish in the euro. Yes, it did have a big move yesterday. I think it got up all the way to 13.95. I don't think it touched the 1400, but pretty close. So, now it's coming back down, coming back, to its senses. And the reason this happened, by the way, this euro was, one, there was dollar weakness. But more than that, Draghi spoke over the weekend, and traders reacted to that yesterday. The IMF had their 3-day conference, and Draghi stated that their quantitative easing was doing better than expected. However, they're not going to change nothing, and they're going to keep on what's going on. They'll monitor the situation. But with him saying that their quantitative easing is working, the euro gained a lot of guts and a lot of strength. And then we had dollar weakness pretty much of the European session up to London lunch as I was sitting in front of my computers, and then it sort of flattened out and did nothing. But that's basically what happened there. And that's why we saw this big jump up in the euro yesterday. So we're bearish in the euro dollar. Okay, let's take a look at the pound. Yeah, I'm back to being bearish in the pound. However, we're in a great spot here. We're below resistance, which is, one is that S1 pivot, and the other one, of course, is that 200 exponential moving average. So at 53.07, I'd like to take that down. However, we're trading into 5300, which is a psychological lever, and it can bounce there, my friends. So you have to expect that this can bounce there. So you're gonna have to put a very intelligent stop in your trade plan when you do that. I put a star next to the S2 pivot just so you know that it's there. However, left of the chart, there's no price action. So we're looking to take profit at the S3 pivot at 1.5260, and I think that's a nice area to take profit on this pound trade. We just got to continue to the down mode. I don't like these big wicks on these candles. That tells me this wants to pop back up again. So we'll see how it goes. I wouldn't do anything until like 2 hours before the London Open. All right, let's take a look at the Aussie. Aussie has been very bullish lately, and I really thought it was in a change of trend. We're going to see how this works. I'm sticking my neck out on this trade because I think this is going to continue down. I think this up move is pretty exhausted, and it's going to retrace. Not necessarily going back to a bearish trend. However, I do think it's going to retrace. And if you go to a daily chart, a retrace can be 200 pips. So I'm looking for this, to enter this at like 0.7333, and we'll take profit at 0.7275, which is the S2 pivot and also the 200 exponential moving average. I do see the support line from the EA, the yellow line. I know it's there. I know there's a little bit of price action that has been rejected at that price level, but I'm just concerned that this is going to be the 7,200 level, which is a psychological level, and we might get we are going to get a bounce there. It's not just going to slide through that, I would not think. So just be cognizant of that 7,200 area, that it's going to get a bounce there. And traders, this can turn around at 7,200 and just head back up. So, but I think if you look at the higher time frames, I think this is just probably going to be a pullback. And like I said, it could be a couple hundred pips. Who knows? We'll see. So we'll just wait and see and, trade the plan. All right, here's the Euro Aussie, still bearish, folks. I want this to pull up to this daily R1 pivot at 1.5523. We'll sell it. We'll take it down to 54.10, 54.12, somewhere in there, and we'll take it down. Nice trade. This might take the downside here, but I really don't want to do that because we're going to get a bounce at this daily pivot. There's a lot of price action left of the chart at this daily pivot. That's why I want this to pull back up to the R1 pivot, and we can get in at a decent price there and get some like rubber band effect, right? And take this to the downside. So that's what I'm looking at on the Euro Aussie. Let's take a look at the Euro Yen. You know that I'm bearish in this, and I'm in the live trade on this. Been in the live trade on this trade since Thursday. I'm still in the trade, and happy to say. And it's starting its motion to the downside, which is nice. So we'll see how today goes. Hopefully this will work. I'd like to see a little kickback here. I'd like to see this come back up to 136.33, and we'll take it out at 135.74 at the S2 pivot and also the 200 exponential moving average. I really don't want to enter this trade here at 136.05. It just, we're going to end up at that 136.00 level, and you're going to get a bounce there, and then you got the 200, and really doesn't give us a lot of room to work with here. It's going to be a bumpy ride. So I really want this to pull back as close to that daily pivot as possible by the London Open. However, if it continues down, you're just going to have to reevaluate and see where you can get in. Maybe go to a lower time frame, like a 15-minute chart. All right. I'm not good at 5-minute and 1-minute charts, so I can't give you any advice on that. But you might be able to go to a 15-minute chart and see if you can wiggle into this trade a little bit early. All right, here's the New Zealand dollar. This trade I'm also in, and by the way, the Euro Yen trade and this New Zealand dollar trade, I'm live in the markets in this to the short side, but I'm trading off a 4-hour chart. So I plan on being in this for several days, maybe even a week more. So we'll see how this goes, but it's nice to see that this New Zealand dollar is back on track. Now, why did we get an up move on this New Zealand dollar? I sort of researched this, and I'm really bounced my head against the wall trying to figure out why this was moving up. Well, I missed it. It was either Thursday or Friday. Their dairy numbers came out, and price went up in their dairy, and their dairy numbers were good, and that's why the New Zealand had a boost there. I was thinking it was the dollar, but Friday, the dollar wasn't weak, and neither was it Thursday. So I was sort of trying to figure out why this New Zealand was popping up. Just couldn't put a finger on it. I finally found it, and I didn't see that their dairy numbers had come out, and they came out good. So that gave a boost to the New Zealand dollar price action. So we're looking for this to come up to, pull back to this daily pivot point at 0.6699, and we'll get out at the 200 exponential moving average and also the S2 pivot at 0.6655. So a nice 40 pip trade, 45 pip trade, but we need this pullback. We got a blue candle, and I just hope it pulls back. If it doesn't go all the way to a price area, that's fine, but we just want some sort of a pullback because it's bouncing off of this support line, right? So we need this to pull back up to resistance and then come back down, and hopefully that it spiked at once. We can get through it and get down to our price target. I just need this baby to go down. All right, traders, that wraps up our 6 currency pairs. On behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me on a Tuesday, October 13th, 2015. Traders, always remember to trade smart, not hard. Traders, and we will catch you later. Have a great trading day. See you now. Bye-bye.